Hey loves, this is your relationship coach, Jhené, and I'm here with another episode of Response and React. Woo, ladies, we need to talk about this one. Jhené Aiko and Big Sean just broke up after 10 years together. And while the internet is gossiping, I want to get into the lesson because this right here, it's not just celebrity tea. It's a masterclass in boundaries, investment, and what happens when we confuse time spent with emotional security. So grab your tea, hit that subscribe button, and drop your thoughts in the comments because we're unpacking what this means for women who love deeply, invest fully, and sometimes forget to prioritize themselves. And if you're ready to start dating with more clarity and confidence, make sure you join my exclusive community on Coffee, where I share coaching reflections, journal prompts, and mindset shifts every week to help you elevate in your love life.
I think that Forbes article left out that women also be embarrassing themselves in these relationships with these men. Because what do you mean you spent 10 plus years with this person, this man, knowing the whole time you wanted a ring? You gave him a baby, right? And you kept staying around, hoping and groveling, embarrassing yourself in public to get the ring, and you don't get the ring and y'all broke up. At least that's what I'm seeing with Jhené Aiko. I guess her and Big Sean broke up. That's also embarrassing. For me personally, I can see both sides of the situation. Some men who are horrible can be very fucking embarrassing. Oh my God, hell yeah. And I can also see that there are women who do things, manipulate, twist things to be in relationships and acting crazy and embarrassing themselves. That's also embarrassing. Seeing Mariah the Scientist serenading Young Thug on her birthday, that's embarrassing too. This man, every chance he gets, embarrasses her. That Forbes article forgot to add that as well, that women also be embarrassing the shit out of themselves in these relationships. Don't come for me. I'm not hating. I'm just the messenger. I just have my thoughts and my opinions. Both sides can be very, very embarrassing. And let me add a little bit of niceness because my calling is to spread light, okay? To spread light and love. At the end of the day, when you're in a relationship and you don't feel fulfilled, and something is nagging you, something is telling you it's off, walk away. You have to walk away. A person showing you the same pattern over and over and over is never going to give you what you want in that relationship. That little nagging, that little feeling you have to leave that person, that is your higher self telling you leave. And they're most likely telling you, hey, I have somebody better for you. I have something better for you to come along. That's why I'm trying to get you out of this relationship. And when you get out this relationship, take the time to heal, reflect, love on yourself, look at your shadows, look at where you went wrong, look at why you attracted the people that you attracted. Once you do all of that, and again, spirit does not put love into your heart or you wanting a good relationship for no reason. If it's meant for you to have, you will have it. However, you cannot keep participating in the same patterns and blaming all the men, it was all him. You're never going to find that man for you. You're going to keep repeating the same thing over and over. You have to reflect. You have to love yourself first. You have to center yourself first. Don't center your man in your life. You got to center yourself first for you to have everything that is supposed to come for you. When you center yourself, it's like you become this incredibly magnetic person. Everything wants to come for you now. Just try it. It doesn't hurt to try. Just this one time, when you try it and see how it works out. If it doesn't work out for you, then go back to the old toxic ways. And this is coming from a woman who used to embarrass herself in relationships. I did. So I'm not just speaking out of my butt for no reason. A lot of times what I speak on is what I have experienced, and I had to wake up. And when I woke up, what I found on the other side was chef's kiss. So just try it.
So the streets are saying that Jhené Aiko and Big Sean broke up, and a lot of people are upset for Jhené Aiko because they're like, oh my god, he wasted her time for 10 years. Like, they were together for 10 years, and now they have a kid together just for them to break up, da 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 da. But here's the thing. Nobody can waste your time. Jhené Aiko wasted her own time. I could have told you years ago exactly how their love story and how their situation would play out. When I saw that she had his whole fucking face tattooed on her, oh, I already knew how this shit would go. Because here's the thing. You should never love a man more than he loves you, and you should also not stick around longer than you should. For you to get a man's whole face tattooed on you, it shows me a lot about your relationship. When I saw that Jhené got him tattooed on her, in my mind, I was like, oh, okay, so she really liked him a lot. She clearly likes him more than he likes her. I don't even think he has like her fucking name tattoo. Maybe he might now, but when she had first got that face tattoo, I was like, what the fuck? She's tripping out. It just showed me that she really liked him a lot, and it's never good to like a man too much, especially more than they like you. Because for me, an outsider, to see that tattoo and be like, oh damn, she's really feeling him. Imagine what Big Sean was thinking in that moment. Like, imagine how much you boost a person's ego by literally getting their face tattooed on your body. Mind you, this is not your husband. This is not, like, this is just your boyfriend. I think when you do certain things like that, people, they see it for exactly what it is. I feel like it's just, a lot of women just need to learn to love themselves more. Like, yes, I understand being single is not fun. I'm actually single right now for like the longest amount of time I've been single in a very long time. And it's not fun. Yes, it gets lonely. Yes, it's all the things, right? But it's so much more important to truly love yourself deep at your fucking core. Because for as much self-love that Jhené Aiko preaches, and like her whole like aura is very like spiritual, and she's like tapped in spiritually, all of that is great, but at the end of the day, that's still a woman who is lacking some level of self-love. Like, that level of self-love is not there. And it shows in your decisions. It shows in the choices that you make. It was a choice for her to have a baby with Big Sean, even though they were together for years and years and years and he never put a ring on her finger. It was a choice for her to get his fucking face tattooed on her. She made those choices because there's a level of self-love that is not there. I will argue about this topic until I'm blue in the face, but when you really love yourself, you're not just gonna bring a fucking baby into this world with somebody who cannot fully commit to you. Whether you believe in marriage, whether you want to be married or not, the point is, if somebody wants to create a life with you, literally bring a life into this world with you, they should at least have the motherfucking decency to put a fucking ring on your finger. Because what do you mean you want to bring a life into this world with me, but you don't want to fully commit to me? That's how I see it. And I feel like as women, we need to be more selective with people who we allow into our lives and people who we fucking create life with. Because what do you mean y'all broke up after 10 years and now y'all got a baby? Bitch, that shit sounds crazy to me. And the reality of the situation is, a lot of women are just not fully there when it comes to valuing themselves, loving themselves, and knowing their worth. Because if you were, your actions would look a lot different. If you really love yourself, you're not going to let a man date you for 10 years. You're not going to let a man have you be his girlfriend for 10 fucking years. A whole decade is diabolical. And I don't feel bad in situations like this because it's like 10 years. That's a choice on your part. It's a choice to stay in a relationship for that long with no commitment. It's a choice to let a nigga play in your motherfucking face for a decade. It's just so irritating because I just feel like women be going all sad. Like, I just saw a video of Clarence laughing at Queen trying to catch the fucking flower bouquet at a wedding. And then like Young Thug and Mariah the Scientist, her fucking singing catered to you at her birthday party. It just be too much going on. And it's like, we need to get to a point as women where we need to start like being real with each other. Like, what the fuck is going on? The self-love is not self-loving. The self-worth is not self-worth. We need to tap in to ourselves. Like, please, I'm begging you. Please love yourself so much to the point where you don't let nobody play in your fucking face. Because the secondhand embarrassment I be getting from these situations is fucking crazy. What do you mean you dated that man for 10 years, you gave him a baby, and now y'all broke up? Shit like that pisses me off. Because just listen to that. 10 years, a baby, no ring, and now you're broken up. Baby, something. Y'all got to figure something out.
Jhené Aiko and Big Sean have officially separated, y'all. Yes, it's official this time. Y'all know for a long time they've been on and off. It's been well over 10 years. And I guess they recently came public with it. They say they've been separated for a minute now, but they just now letting us know. Jhené Aiko said that she realized Big Sean is never going to give her a ring, and that's what she won't. And she said it just came to the point where it's just time for them to go their separate ways. My thing is, sir, you knew this whole time you didn't want to marry that woman. And they done been through so much. We didn't watch this girl tattoo his whole face, cover it back up, and tattoo it again. They been on and off like every other couple. But what y'all gotta realize is these are still human beings. The only difference is they got more money than us. They go through the same situations. We just from the outside looking in. So we don't know how Big Sean looking at her. We don't know what toxic traits she come with, this, that, and the third. But 10 years, bruh, come on, man. 10 years. You wasting baby girl time. I wish them the best. I hope, you know what I'm saying, I guess that they still co-parenting and they say they still good friends. After 10 years, why hate each other? Y'all might as well be best friends. She also dropped a song explaining why they broke up. And this is just a prime example of time doesn't matter. If a motherfucker ain't gonna treat you right, give you what you want, just walk away. It probably took her, we don't know what it took for her to walk away. But Jhené Aiko, we proud of you, girl. Go get what you deserve, baby.
Y'all know I'm usually either very neutral or pro black man, but I'm going to be neutral towards leaning towards the women on this because Big Sean, I blame you as a man because, and I normally don't buy into the feministic narratives and all that because I'm not gonna say that Jhené Aiko, you wasted her time because she had a choice. Every year you didn't marry her, she had a choice. When she got pregnant without you being her husband, she had a choice. However, as a man, I expect you to be a leader. I expect you to, and I've always said this, that stop making women the mother of your children that you wouldn't marry. It's that simple. And I'm not saying that you guys' relationship wasn't love, because I don't know y'all personally. I'm just giving a relationship logical response that how it may look in person. It looks like that it was just a fun time. And I'm not going to say that you wasted the problems of her life, again, because she was there voluntarily. However, as a man, you've made it harder for us as a monolith because women view us as a monolith, whether they want to or not. That's what they do. And now here's yet another experience of them being able to get on the internet and say a man risking your life because you had his baby but wouldn't marry you. Blah. I don't have time for the nonsense. Fellas, if you're not going to marry these women, don't waste their time. Or at the very least, stop getting them pregnant so no one can say that you wasted their time or left them a baby mother. Can we at least do that?
Listen, I know it's going to be some people to sit here and say, oh, what works for you works for them. We'll keep on scrolling, dog, because I'm not going to hold you. 10 years of just boyfriend and girlfriend is absolutely crazy. And then to put it on icing on cake, you bring a child into this world and then y'all call it splits. It's insane. 10 years, think about it. Let's be real. There's some people out here who's been married for 10 years and then may get a divorce or don't want to get a divorce because they've been together for 10 years. 10 years and just being boyfriend and girlfriend is absolutely crazy. I don't want to hear what works for you. And no, let's stop making those things known. 10 years and not being married is absolutely crazy because y'all just spent 10 years shacking up for no reason because you still called it quits. So what's the difference? And now I don't got to sit here and we ain't got to file divorce and split no papers and this, that, and the third. Bro, stop using that easy cop out. Lock it down, dog. 10 years as boyfriend and girlfriend is absolutely crazy. I'm sure all the dudes who've been in Jhené Aiko's DMs is probably absolutely celebrating right now, but this is nuts, though. 10 years as boyfriend and girlfriend, and then you just call it quits, and then y'all crazy, though. I'm not.
This is your reminder to never let a man play in your face, as Big Sean and Jhené Aiko reportedly have split after 10 years together over the differences on their views of marriage. This might come as a shock to some people, but I literally made a video about this about a year ago, saying why I felt as though he was never going to marry her. And while a lot of the comments said I had no idea what I was talking about, clearly I was right. At least the allegations say I'm correct. To me, the writing was very crystal clear on the wall, especially because allegedly they split over the differences of her wanting to get married and him not wanting to. She was very vocal and very public about wanting to get married, and he would say things like, there is more work to be done in their relationship, which is insane given the fact that they created life together and they have a 3-year-old. I will never understand people that feel like marriage is a bigger commitment than having kids, when you can literally get a divorce if things don't work out. And there are precautions that you could put in place, like a prenup and even a postnup after you get married, if you're worried about your assets. Meanwhile, when you have a child together, that's literally it. Regardless, you have to have this person in your life forever. And it may not be in a romantic way, but you have to agree on parenting styles, as you are literally raising a human that is going to be in society one day. This is just another lesson to break the myth that waiting around for a man to be ready is a good idea, because sometimes they will literally have you waiting for years and never deliver.
Big Sean and Jhené broke up after 10 years of dating. 10 years. Mind you, they're both 37. They were 27 when they started dating. My thing is, how are y'all together for that long and still didn't get married? I think they literally have a child together. They have a kid together and they still didn't get married. At that big age, that's insane. I'm surprised that Jhené even stayed with him for that long, because honestly, after the 5-year mark, we're already 27. 5 years passed, we're 32. You don't know if you want to marry me or not. We're both 32. We've been together for 5 years. It's time to hang it up. What are you waiting for? We're only getting older. Why didn't you marry that woman? That nigga moving like Clarence with Queen, like he's not trying to marry. Now y'all both wasted 10 years of y'all life. For what? What did you get out of this? That's time that both of y'all will never get back. And it really hits home for me because I was rooting for them. I've been rooting for them all 10 years, you know what I'm saying? Back when 2088 dropped. Oh my goodness, man. That was my Big Sean era. You couldn't tell me nothing. That was a banger album. And all these years passed by, they still didn't get married and they broke up. I don't know, y'all. I still can't imagine how it possibly shaped out like this, because I know me personally as a man, I don't even get into a relationship with a woman unless I can see us together walking down that aisle in the future. I don't even do it. So a nigga getting into a 10-year relationship and not marrying that woman sounds fucking absurd. Way too grown for that shit, nigga.
I am so sorry, Jhené. I know that this must be a very difficult time for you. I'm not a licensed professional, but I think something that would help is if you just put all your thoughts and your anger and resentments on paper and just write them all down and like put a beat behind it and then maybe put it out for the whole entire world to hear. And I think maybe that would help with your healing. Just a suggestion, just as a concerned lover of your artistry.
These two were doomed from the start.
I'm not like discounting anything, and I'm not saying that we aren't going to get married. There's a lot of work that needs to be done.
Is that Big Sean and Jhené Aiko have called it quits after 10 years together and a child, and I can't say I'm not surprised. Those of you guys who are unaware, these two have been dealing with each other since at least 2015. At the time, Jhené Aiko was legally married to Dr. Genius, who she had been with since 2014 and separated from in 2016. Their divorce finalized in 2017. I've seen a lot of people speculating that Big Sean was playing in Jhené Aiko's face and didn't want to marry her due to an interview he did with Charlamagne the God.
Oh, you have to get married. But then it's like, to me, that's almost a fear-based way of thinking too, because then people be getting divorced. The divorce.
I'm not gonna lie, his answers to Charlamagne the God were pretty commendable. He was not trying to put on some fake front or act like their relationship was picture perfect. And marriage might have still been in the picture, but they just had a lot of work to do before they got to that point. I low-key believe him, because it's not like he does not believe in marriage. After all, he did propose to his ex-girlfriend Naya Rivera, R.I.P. And that says a lot, especially considering the fact that him and Naya did not have any children together. As we all know, he has a son with Jhené Aiko. I said these two are a literal picture perfect couple, but I'm surprised they never made it down the aisle. I'm curious as to how you guys feel regarding this. Let me know down in the comments. Do you guys feel like Big Sean played in Jhené's face? On the street is that she left because he won't marry her, but I don't know how true that is. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments, you guys. Peace.
Big Sean and Jhené Aiko have broken up after 10 years? I don't care. It was Big Sean's fault. We don't even know the story. It's Sean's fault. Like I'm not fumbling that. Hell no. I don't care. I don't care what happened. It's his fault. She can cheat on me and I'm still staying. Come on now. This is the example of a 10 out of 10, bro. This is an example of a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 exists. They're just rare. Like, bro, we all seen that clip of that interviewer. He was talking to her, asking her questions, and he started stuttering quick as shit. And I didn't blame him. People laughed at him, but I didn't blame him. I was like, I completely understand. Why are you looking at me like that with that smile? I'm stuttering like a buffoon. So Big Sean, I don't know what you did. It probably wasn't even your fault, but it's your fault. I'm not fumbling it. I'm not. And the 10 years? Come on now. Y'all supposed to be locked in for life. What do you do? What did you do?
Let's jump into my favorite part of all of the content I post on YouTube. And that's just my thoughts, where I get to kind of express what I feel about whatever we have read or gone over. So let's get into it. All right, let's get into this. So, this recently happened, and I feel there are such great lessons in this for every woman because I think this is a very everyday relationship situation. It just happens to involve celebrities. So, recently, Jhené Aiko and Big Sean recently broke up after 10 years together. So, little background. Big Sean is a rapper from Detroit. Jhené Aiko is a R&B, I guess, artist from, I would say she's R&B artist from California, I believe. And they have been together since 2015 when she was still married. I think her and her husband were separated at the time. Besides the point, she was still married at that time. And they've had this on and off again kind of relationship. And even in an interview a couple years ago, he was very hesitant or had, when he was talking about marriage, when the interviewer talked to him about marrying Jhené. Now, the point is that there's so many things at play because I think a lot of women do this, that they invest a lot of time in a man and in a relationship thinking that it is going to pay the dividend of marriage. You can't earn a ring. A man makes a decision fairly early on in his dealings with you by the way you allow him to move and behave with you, if he considers you wife material or not. Men say they don't like boundaries or standards, but they rarely marry the women without boundaries and standards. Caveat, they may marry those women, but a lot of times it ends up with a lot of abuse and disrespect. So having strong boundaries is important. So furthermore, within their 10-year relationship, she had a child with Big Sean. So they do share a child together. And it is so disheartening to see this dynamic happening because yet again, he is a black man out here creating a broken home and broken dreams and broken lives. That isn't fair to his child. That isn't fair to the investment that Jhené has made, the 10 years now, willing adult in this relationship. And to my understanding, they were both like 27 years old when they started dating. So they're in their late 30s now. And word on the street is he has already moved on. So what can the everyday woman take away from this situation? Because we are now talking about grown folks' ages. This is the age of many of my clients and definitely, people around me, many of my friends and acquaintances. Do not have kids with a man who you want to earn marriage. Now, if you have children with a man in the hopes of just being in that dynamic and you're cool. And the caveat is he also can fully support your lifestyle as well as he is doing things during that time to set you up to be independently wealthy. I can understand that in a very unique situation. The situation I'm specifically referring to is Georgina Rodriguez, who is marrying the, Drew Blank, who is marrying the international superstar Ronaldo. So I understand why she did that. He was worth $80 million when she met him. He's worth a whole lot more now. So I understand why she did what she did and had multiple babies by that man. Not the route that most women should take. I think she took a big gamble on that, but I think she knew the horse she was betting on, to begin with. Big Sean is not in that tax bracket. He's not in that boat. And Jhené Aiko now has 2 children because she has a child from a former relationship as well. And now she is expected, and everyone will hold her accountable, the law, the public, everybody, for being there, present, and fully parenting her children regardless of what Big Sean does. And this is why you do not invest more in a man than he invests in you. And it is best, it is wisest and most prudent not to have children outside of marriage. Not saying everybody that gets married and has kids work out. That's not the point. The point is marriage is a big commitment. It has legal obligations and repercussions when you do things that are violating the marriage contract. Okay. It's easier to get things. It's a child support thing. There's a covering to it. Marriage is a covenant, but it's also a covering spiritually, but also legally. It is not wise for most women, for 99.9% of women, to have children with men who do not marry them. Another takeaway from this is a big one. Jhené liked Big Sean much more than he liked her. And I say this based on the fact that didn't she get like a tattoo with his face on her body? And then she was seen doing, I think, things that are pretty degrading with like rubbing his feet publicly or just sucking his toes. I don't know what it was. It was just things that made me uncomfortable to view it as an audience, because I'm like, that's private business. Y'all really shouldn't be. But she was always, to me, pouring in more to him than he was to her and their relationship. He always seemed very not pressed because he felt she wasn't going anywhere. Now they're finally at the point she's probably tired of wasting her time, or they've just gotten to the age, 37 years old, like you're at a point where you kind of know where you're going. You kind of know what your partner's doing. If you've been with them, and she may be just tired, or they both mutually decided to call it quits, whatever that case may be. But that's another thing. Do not pour more into a man than he's pouring into you. And he needs to like you more. I know people do not like that saying, but it's true, because he needs a lot of times men, because of, they blame it on lust, but really it's just a lack of sexual discipline that has been normalized in a patriarchal society, that they are more likely to stray and more likely to do this and get excused for poor behaviors that don't honor a woman in the relationship they're in. He does have to like you more. It's more for him to have a little bit more of an impetus to stay faithful, committed, and present in his relationship. Now, because that's his choice if he's going to do it or not. Women will stay in situations and stay faithful even in very bad relationships, because women are just, and this is generalizations, are just built different. Individuals can do what they want to do, but I'm just talking about in general. That's a big takeaway too. Don't pour more into a man than he's pouring into you, and don't like a man more than he likes you. Do not have children with a man that's not your husband. And time investment. This is the biggest one. Spending more than like a solid year with a man when you are at grown ages is wild. At 27, when they started, they didn't start right. Don't date when you're married, even if you're separated. I think that's a big one. People don't like that, but it's true. It's more from a point of, you still have this whole other situation going on legally, if nothing else, that you need to get resolved and heal from. And that's really what it is, and heal from, before you can truly be present for a new partner. She started dating him and he's just as wrong. They were both grown. They knew what they were doing in terms of building this thing on a solid foundation. They didn't get the opportunity to do that because of the way they entered into the relationship. So don't date while married, in any iteration of married, even separated. It usually does not help you have a solid foundation to build on. And you're still in a situation energetically and legally that has you tied up, emotions, money, whatever, that you can't really be clear and present and have a clean slate with a new person. So they have that overlap there. Another thing is, don't invest more than, honestly, a year, a consistent year, if you're starting from a clean slate and a solid foundation. At 27, she probably shouldn't have dated after she was fully divorced. She should not have dated him for more than about a year. And she chose to do it longer. That's fine. But now we're at year 10. She still is not married to this man. And he seems very nonchalant, not bothered by it. And that's because she gave him too much of her time she cannot get back. So ladies, when you're grown, do not really spend or invest more than a year with a man. It's not about giving ultimatums. It's about being very clear and intentional. And if you don't see somebody's actions lining up with the words that they're saying, like if he said, oh, no, I want the same thing, but his actions don't line up, cut that off. This is not about, ultimatums is about what somebody else is going to do. Having a standard is about what you will allow and accept. And it's not about manipulation. Okay. It's about holding somebody accountable to their word, but also holding yourself accountable to your own standard. So she likely should have cut this off a long time ago before they had a child together. So she would have been able to fully heal from her divorce and heal from his energy, clear his energy, and move on with a partner that was serious about her. I do think she wants love. I do think she wants marriage. I don't know what he wants, because he comes off as very nonchalant in his interviews. That could be by design. That could just be, how he is. But the point is, he allowed her, or he, I don't want to say led her on. I don't think that's the word. He was totally okay with, I'll put it that way, her spending 10 years and risking her body and her health and her life having a baby with him and still not marrying her. So let me know your thoughts below about this current situation with Big Sean and Jhené Aiko, and your thoughts about any of the lessons or takeaways that I highlighted today. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Response and React, where we looked at Jhené Aiko and Big Sean's situation. So here's the takeaway, ladies. Love isn't proven by time served, sacrifices made, or how much potential you see in someone. It's reflected in how consistently your standards are honored and how safe, seen, and supported you feel. Jenny's story reminds us that you don't earn commitment. It's offered by someone who's ready to match your energy. If this conversation hit home for you, drop a heart in the comments and tell me your biggest takeaway. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend who needs a reminder to choose herself every day. And if you're ready to do the inner work that attracts aligned love, come join my exclusive coaching community on Coffee, where we turn these lessons into real life transformations. See you inside, beautiful.